What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me on this lovely December day as we talk about one of my favorite videos of every month, which is, of course, my favorite unboxing on a monthly basis, the Book of the Month box. Book of the Month is a subscription service that basically allows you to select a new book every month that is then delivered to your door. The book selections are curated by a team that is selecting from all new hardbacks that are being released. And at a discounted price, you are getting a beautiful new hardback, and you can choose to add add-ons as well. Your first subscription, the subscription price is $15.99, and then for every add-on that you add, it's $10.99. You can get up to 5 books shipped to you on a monthly basis. The other nice thing about Book of the Month is they have books from all different genres. This includes nonfiction, literary fiction, contemporary fiction, what else? Memoirs. It has romantasy, fiction, fantasy, young adult, everything you can think of. They kind of have options for. They also have horror and things like that they release. If you happen to go on the website and you hate the selection of books that they have, there's actually ways that you can go back and see what other books have been on Book of the Month, and you can select all the way from back in like 2015 when they first started. So quite a few years of curated book titles. And then they also have spotlight titles and things like that they do. At some point in this video, I will put a clip up so you guys can actually look at what the website design looks like online and kind of see what options they have. They also do audiobooks now, which is absolutely exciting. If you are an audiobook girly, that's a great way to consume a book as well. And you can do that on your credit instead. And some of these new audiobooks can cost up to like $30. Another subscription service is also available through Audible. If you do like Audible, that's my personal favorite platform for audiobooks. I typically go the audiobook route with Audible and then physical book copies through Book of the Month, but I did want to mention that they have an audiobook service as well. That being said, quick intro here. Hi guys, welcome. My name is Jaya. If you made it to this little corner of the internet, thank you for joining me. I talk all things books. I love books. I love to read, and I get to share them with all of you guys. So thank you for being here, and thank you for basically feeding into my book frenzy, because I am obsessed with reading and it drives my husband just a little bit insane, but worth it, definitely worth it. I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so if at the end of the video this feels like something that you would enjoy watching and consuming, and you guys are also avid readers, or you love to read in general, then this is the right place for you. So definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me. It is such a pleasure, as always, to be able to grow this community and talk about books with you guys. And I really appreciate all your comments and all your love and all your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. So without further ado, let's jump into this guy. Yay! Now this is not a promotional video. Book of the Month has not sponsored anything. I'm just that obsessed with their service. So as we jump in here, that was nice. Wasn't that nice? That felt nice. The first book that I selected was The 13th Child. This is basically following the story of a girl who is the youngest of all of her siblings, and she happens to be the granddaughter of Death, and Death is, the godfather of this child is Death, and she's the only one that can refute him. So this is a young adult novel, and I will read the inside to you guys. So Hazel Treppas has always known she wasn't like her siblings, a 13th child promised to one of the gods. She spends her childhood waiting for her benefactor, Merrick, the god of death, to arrive and take her away. When he does, he lays out exactly what he's planned for Hazel's future. She will become a great and celebrated healer. To aid her endeavors, Merrick blesses Hazel with a gift, the ability to instantly deduce the exact cure needed to treat the sick. But all gifts come with a price. Hazel can see when death has claimed a patient and is tasked with ending their suffering permanently. Haunted by the ghosts of those she's killed, Hazel longs to run, but destiny brings her to the royal court, where she meets Leopard, a rakish prince with a disdain for everything and everyone. And that's where Hazel faces her biggest dilemma yet. Should she save the life of a king marked to die? Hazel knows what she is meant to do and what her heart is urging her toward, but what will happen if she goes against the will of Death himself? So that is what this book is about. It sounds like it's going to be such a fun read, and I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. I don't know if this is a fall or winter vibe book for me, but I definitely know it's going to be on my radar for next year for sure. So super excited about that one. Then this one I'm probably going to try to read this December because, oh, look how cute. It's a Christmas mystery, guys. It's a Christmas enemies to lover romance set in London. I mean, I'm already excited. Let me read the inside to you guys. Knives Out gets a rom-com twist in this rivals to lovers Christmas romance mystery from best-selling author Allie Carter. The bridge is out, the phones are down, and the most famous mystery writer in the world has just disappeared out of a locked room 3 days before Christmas. Meet Maggie Chase and Ethan Wyatt. She's the new queen of the cozy mystery. He's Mr. Big-Time Thriller guy. She hates his guts. He thinks her name is Marcy, no matter how many times she's told him otherwise. But when they both accept a cryptic invitation to attend a Christmas house party at the English estate of a reclusive fan, neither is expecting their host to be the most powerful author in the world, Eleanor Ashley, the Duchess of Death herself. That night, the weather turns, and the next morning, Eleanor is gone. She vanished from a locked room, and Maggie has to wonder, is Eleanor in danger, or is it all some kind of test? Is Ethan the competition, or is he the only person in that snowbound mansion that she can trust? As the snow gets deeper and the stakes get higher, every clue will bring Maggie and Ethan closer to the truth and each other. Because this Christmas, those two rivals are going to have to become allies, and maybe more if they have any hope of saving Eleanor, assuming they don't kill each other first. So it just sounds so cute. I'm super excited to read this one. I think this is going to be perfect for the holiday season. Then this one is kind of similar, the next one that I picked. This is an add-on selection. This was not one of the book of the month 5 book selections, and I will have a clip in here that kind of goes over what books were available and what I selected, but this was from the add-on category, and it's basically following the story of 2 characters who end up going on a blind date, and the date ends up dead. So let me read the inside. Life is tough. Moving a dead body is tougher. A few years ago, David Alvarez had it all. A 6-figure book deal, a loving boyfriend, and an exciting writing career. His debut novel was a resounding success, which made the publication of his second book a total flop, all the more devastating. Now, David is single, lonely, and desperately trying to come up with a great idea for his next manuscript, one that will redeem him in the eyes of readers, reviewers, and the entire publishing world, and maybe even his ex-boyfriend. The issue is, good ideas are hard to come by, and the mounting pressure of a near-empty bank account isn't helping. But when David connects with a sexy stranger on a dating app, he figures a wild night out in New York City may just be what he needs to find inspiration. Lucky for him, his date turns out to be a handsome, confident, and wealthy, not to mention the perfect distraction from yet another evening staring at a blank screen. After one of the best nights of his life, David wakes up hungover but giddy, only to find Prince Charming dead next to him in bed. Horrified, completely confused, and suddenly faced with the impossible but somehow plausible idea that he may have actually killed his date, David calls the only person he can trust in a moment of crisis, his literary agent, Stacy. Together, David and Stacy must untangle the events of the previous night, cover their tracks, and spin the entire misadventure into David's career-defining novel, if only they can figure out what to do with the body first. So this book definitely gave me the same vibes as Finlay Donovan. And I love the Finlay Donovan series. Like, I'm obsessed with that series. So the idea of this, of him trying to get rid of a dead body along with his publishing author, just sounds perfect. And I don't know if they're running into romance with this or not, but it just sounds like it's going to be such a fun, fast-paced read. So super, super pumped to get into this one. This one is the sequel to the book that I was talking about, which I did end up getting from Book of the Month. So I ended up getting the sequel by Isabel Ibanez. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Where the Library Hides. So I'm excited. I think the first one is Where the River Ends. So I'm excited to then jump into Where the Library Hides. It is a fantasy book. What the River Knows. That's what the first one is called. Not Where the River Ends, What the River Knows. And then this one is Where the Library Hides. I haven't read What the River Knows yet, so I will probably tackle this duology later on. I don't know for sure if it's going to be a duology or a trilogy, but from my understanding, it's going to be 2 or 3 books. So I'm excited to see where this one takes us. And the last book that I have ended up getting is this one, The Clockmaker's Daughter. I love Kate Morton. She basically writes historical fictions that are also kind of thrillers. Sometimes they time jump. So there'll be like something going on in the modern world that's related to what happened in the past. And it's like a mystery being solved throughout the entirety of the book. And I absolutely love books like that. So I am excited to potentially jump into this one as well. I've really enjoyed all the Kate Morton books that I have read. And so I'm excited to see what this one has to offer. This one's story. My real name, no one remembers. The truth about that summer, no one else knows. In the summer of 1862, a group of young artists led by charismatic and talented Edward Radcliffe descends upon Birchwood Manor on the banks of the Upper Thames. Their plan, to spend a secluded summer month in a haze of inspiration and creativity. But by the time their stay is over, one woman has been shot dead while another has disappeared. A priceless heirloom is missing, and Edward Radcliffe's life is in ruins. More than 150 years later, Elodie Winslow, a young archivist in London, uncovers a leather satchel containing two seemingly unrelated items: a sepia photograph of a beautiful woman in Victorian clothing and an artist's sketchbook containing the drawing of a twin gabled house on the bend of a river. What does Birchwood Manor feel so familiar to Elodie? And who is the mysterious unidentified woman in the photograph? As Elodie pursues these clues, the lives of the many people who have passed through the house are revealed. There is Radcliffe, whose love affair with his model and muse consumes him, his sister Lucy, who opens a school for young ladies, Leonard Gilbert, a soldier and scholar who retreats to Birchwood after World War I to heal and to write a biography of Radcliffe, Juliet, a young widow who takes refuge there with her 3 small children during the Blitz, and in the present day, Jack Rowlands, who has come from far away to search for lost treasures and who meets Elodie when she eventually arrives at the house. Intricately layered and told by multiple voices across time, this is a kaleidoscopic story of murder, mystery, and thievery, of art, love, and loss. And flowing through its pages like a river is the voice of a woman who stands outside time, whose name has been forgotten by history, but who has watched it all unfold. Birdie Bell, the clockmaker's daughter. So I am very excited to read this one. It just sounds like it's going to be such a haunting, beautifully written book. So I'm super, super excited to read this. This was originally on the 2018 Book of the Month book selection, and at that time I did not have Book of the Month, so I did not select this book. So it's very, very exciting to see that it was still available and that I could get my hands on it. So that was amazing. Then we have some extra little goodies in here. Let's see. So we have stickers. We always get December stickers from Book of the Month for the holiday season. These are too cute. I love the little snowman and his little thong. That's so funny. Then we have, of course, the caroling group and the snowmans with their coffee and their tea. We have a lovely Christmas dinner. We have Christmas tree vibes. We have a ho, ho, ho going on. So I think they did a good job. And then we have a little Bookmas sign as well. So love that. And then every single Book of the Month box also comes with a little a little bookmark. So this one says, this book is the sheet. And it was submitted by Mandy H. Winchester. Mandy H. from Winchester, and she's been a member since 2022. So I absolutely love that. So, so cute. Overall, I will say this was a great haul. I absolutely get so pumped and excited to open one of these every month, and I love sharing every month with you guys as to what is available and hopefully inspiring you guys to go check out Book of the Month. I'm going to have the inserted clip here basically talking about what was on the website this month so you guys can see that as well. So let me put that up right now. Okay, so here is what we're looking at for the month of December on our Book of the Month website. So the first book here is Homeseeking, which is a debut and early release by Carissa Chen. It's basically following the story of a couple across the years of their life and thousands of miles and marriage. I believe, I don't know for sure if they got married or not, but it's basically following 60 years of their story. It sounds like it was very beautiful, very profound, and definitely makes you think. But it also sounds like maybe it might be that relationship that you never quite got over, like the one that got away vibes. But if that sounds like something that would be interesting to you, that is one of our choices. Then we have Definitely Better Now, which is also a debut and early release. This is also contemporary fiction. This is by Ava Robinson, and this book is basically following a woman's story as she's 1 year sober and faces new challenges. It's supposed to be a lot about family drama and family related issues and problems that she's overcoming as she's going through this year of sobriety and as she starts tackling the real world again. We also have a thriller this month. We have Alice Feeney's Beautiful Ugly. Alice Feeney is a repeat author. She's been on this website a lot. She has written some amazing books. I've actually had a couple from her that I've gotten before, and I do love her stories. But she's doing a twisty island thriller. It's basically about a missing wife, and it sounds like it is a unreliable narrator, which is the man in the relationship who can't trust his own mind. Then we have Romance, which is the most wonderful crime of the year. This one is basically following the story of a whodunit, and it's a British setting, and it's enemies to lovers, and just looks like it's absolutely holiday-esque and lovely Christmas vibes and seasonal. Then we have The 13th Child, which is actually not a new release. It has been on the sites for the Book of the Month team in the past, but it didn't quite make it before. So they decided to showcase it in the month of December, and they always do this. They do a yearly look back and they pick a book that they want to have in the month of December that's kind of showcasing a great choice that they felt needed more love. So The 13th Child is basically telling the story of the youngest child in a group of 13, and her godfather is basically death. And she's the only person who doesn't have to listen to him, can defy him, and kind of is this story about that little girl and her growing up and her relationship with her godfather. So this one also sounded quite fascinating. And it is, again, a young adult book. So those are the December choices. Then we go to Book of the Month up here. And when we click it, we can also go to All Books. And they have their spotlight titles. So God of the Woods is supposed to be absolutely excellent. I've heard wonderful things. These are the spotlight titles. They're basically books that have been popular before. Here's another Alice Feeney. This one I actually do have. It's called Rock, Paper, Scissors, and it was absolutely excellent. It follows the story of a man and a woman who go to a cabin for a vacation, and the man doesn't recognize faces, and the woman has her own sketchy past, and they are basically being targeted in their cabin retreat. That one's quite interesting. Kristen Hanna writes amazing literary historical fiction. And the woman is basically following the story of a couple of women during the time of the Vietnam War. Here, One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. This is, again, an author who is very celebrated. Her book, Big Little Lies, actually got turned into a TV series. And then 9 Perfect Strangers has also been done as a TV show as well. Here, One Moment is her most recent of her collection of mystery, thriller, suspense type books. Sally Rooney is a very celebrated author as well. Intermezzo kind of follows the story of siblings as they deal with a tragedy, from my understanding. So yeah, lots of great choices there. Then if you go back to browse, we're going to go back to All Books. Then you have a selection that's just holiday reads. So if you're in the mood for something Christmassy, you can definitely select one of these as well. And these are set to be holiday vibe stories. There's new and recent add-ons. I Might Be in Trouble is basically about a first date gone wrong because they find a dead body. Most Wonderful, again, that Christmas holiday romance vibe. This is a queer romance. Rental House, I have no idea what that's actually about. Home for the Holidays is also a contemporary fiction that does explore ideas of family, drug abuse, loss, that kind of thing. Where the Library Hides is actually the second book in a series. Where the River Ends, I believe, is the first book. And so this is the second book in that series. Bloodguard has been a popularly talked about fantasy that's recently out. So as you can see, there's multiple different choices for people to select from. And then outside of that, they have Members Most Loved, debut authors, and then last month's selection. If you click on this, it also shows you everything that was on the list for last month. And then you can also go through all months if you click the View All Months section, and it has all the different years as well to select from. Outside of doing that, Book of the Month also does audiobooks. So this is relatively new, but if you guys would prefer to get an audiobook, you can actually select to use your credit to getting the audiobook, which does download directly into the Book of the Month app. And then once you have that, you can listen to it at your comfort. So Wonderful selections as always. Love this platform, love all the options they have, and I love the fact that we get access to wonderful hardbook, brand new books, and exposed to amazing authors that we may not have heard of otherwise, or that get us out of our comfort zone at a monthly rate of $15.99. And then on top of that, any add-ons you add is $10.99, and these are all beautifully hardback bound books. So there you have it. You kind of get a view of the website and what's available and what the layout looks like and what was available for this month. So hopefully that was a fun little peek into what book of the month looks like and how it's organized. And hopefully this inspired you guys to go check it out. I always think it's fun to get a bookish surprise every month. So this has been something that I absolutely enjoy and adore. And I just feel like it would be a disservice if I couldn't share that joy with all of you guys. So that being said, that does bring us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you that did make it to the end of this, definitely comment on which sticker you liked the most, because I have to know. I think my personal favorite was definitely the Christmas snowman up there, who's ready for the summer weather. Outside of that, any comments about books that you've read in this list or that have inspired you, or any books that you would be interested in, definitely let me know. It's always a pleasure to have you guys with me, and I just love the fact that I was able to share my lovely haul with you guys, and I can't wait to continue sharing more as the months go by. Once again, thank you so much for being here. If this bookish content is up your vibe, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday. For those of you who are coming back to hang out with me and just celebrate the beauty that is reading, thank you for being here, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye guys.